You may not realize this, but your pain is actually a portal. It is a gateway, a opening for you to go into a different part of yourself, a different part of your life, in your self actualization. And I know we're conditioned to run from pain, and that's part of what keeps us safe and alive as humans. However, as we like evolve more and more emotionally, it's important to learn how to also lean into pain and use it and alchemize it so that with it you can create something really beautiful. So, I'm Melissa. Thank you for being here. I talk all things authenticity, self actualization, surviving this world as a beautiful, empathic soul. Welcome to the channel. So, actually, I burnt myself today. Can you see it? Here, it's got some aloe on it. Yeah, it's got some aloe on it. I burnt myself today when I felt the heat of the little rack from the oven hitting my arm, as it has many times in my lifetime. My reaction was to pull away, like, that hurts, get away. That's our natural reaction to pain. Again, that's how we were built to survive, is if it hurts, move away from it. But as we become more and more emotionally evolved beings, we've translated that into our emotional lives. If something hurts, we just like run away from it. And the important part of living an authentic life, living a self actualized life, is experiencing the full spectrum of being a human. And so a lot of people get it wrong and think, oh, life is all about finding happiness. And while, yes, the happiness is one of the many juicy parts of life, it's really about experiencing the full spectrum of human emotion, having the experience of not just being an emotion, but all of our senses, our physical and metaphysical senses, our emotional senses. This is part of the journey, right? Is to really feel it. And because of our aversion to pain, a lot of times when painful things happen or we see that like, this could end up being painful, we won't take a risk or a chance on something that would actually be really good for us ultimately. Or in like a situation happens and there is pain there, instead of feeling and processing the pain, we bypass it and we look for like the positive thought or the next good feeling thing, which is a great tool after you've felt the pain, right? Feeling the pain is the most important part. It's like the biggest piece of the puzzle. So, of course, if you're in physical pain, move yourself out of the danger of the physical pain. But when it comes to this like emotional pain, it's important for us to learn how to feel it, because by feeling it is where the gift is. It's how we alchemize it. It's how we turn it into something beautiful. How we allow it to be a lesson or an understanding about ourselves. Just something that we get more deeply that helps us become more aligned with our soul and what we truly want. And that's the thing. It's like, especially with spiritual bypassing or in the spiritual wellness world, in general, a lot of people are like, defeat the ego, find nirvana. That's all well and good, but being a monk on a hill has never appealed to me. I respect for them. They're holding a vibration that's necessary, and they're doing their part. Great. But for me, I want to see every inch of this earth. I want to have every like fulfilling experience. I have all these big dreams and big desires and big ideas of what life is meant to be, and I've always been really committed to just experiencing life. Like when I go through my life and what I've done, a lot of people would not consider it their definition of success. But I'm very like, I live a happy, fulfilled life surrounded by people who love me and who I love. I love myself. I feel like that has been the greatest work of my life, is just building such a deep and beautiful relationship with myself. And I'm very satisfied and happy, and my life just continues to get better and better and better. So, I didn't. I tried following the rules. I did. I tried doing all the things. I owned a house when I was 21, like had the business, had the whole thing. And I realized that wasn't, like, I'd already made it to the finish line. And what's the point in that? Like, I wanted to live my life. So I made a lot of really big changes. But the thing about that is, like, a lot of times change comes from pain. Like I had reached this point in my life, but I was exhausted. I was living my life for everyone else. I was helping so much of my family, which I was happy to do, but also it didn't leave time for me to grow as a person or to develop my own life, my own personal life. I just didn't, like, I could see myself and be like, okay, this is what my life's going to look like. And that was really uncomfortable for me. So that discomfort caused me to reevaluate the direction I was heading in, to make some new choices, to get some new ideas, like find some new opportunities, change my whole life around. I became a massage therapist and moved to Maui like almost 19 years ago and built a life here. And it's been a life like beyond my wildest dreams. I've been able to travel and visit friends that I've made here and just built a really beautiful life for myself. And that it was the pain of being uncomfortable, like not liking where I was at, that caused me to start making moves, that caused me to go to massage school. Like I didn't want to be part of corporate America. I didn't want to be climbing ladder from one office to the next office. Like I wanted to be in touch with the world. So I quit where I was at and went to massage school and just started making different choices. And my life over the next few years started to follow this new identity that I created for myself, which led me to Maui. So I didn't leave Atlanta and come to Maui because of pain, but all the moves that got me to the place to be a person who would move to Maui happened from being in a painful place. But like really facing that pain and feeling it, and feeling it head on and going through it, because that's really the only way to heal it, is to feel it. We can try to put a million band-aids on it, we can distract ourselves, all of that, but that pain is still there. Those parts of ourselves still need to be seen. We got to do our shadow work. You can do all the mushrooms and ayahuasca in the world, but if you haven't faced your shadows, if you haven't integrated those shadows, you're just putting band-aids on it. So going through the pain, feeling the pain, is such an important part of being human and of creating a life that we are absolutely enamored by. And your pain is a portal to your next level. So, not by avoiding the pain, but by feeling the pain and finding the gift in it, because pain always has a gift. There's always a gift on the other side of it. I can tell you, like, I had a lot of health issues, a lot of stress as a kid. Like, my cortisol levels were through the roof. I can only imagine. A lot of things were happening. I had a rough childhood, like so many of us, but a lot of stress. Like I had bleeding ulcers when I was 10, and developed fibromyalgia, like autoimmune disorders, and a lot of pain. And that was the thing, is like I would just randomly have these, like my wrist would stop working and there'd be this crazy sharp pain in my wrist, or then it would be like my knee or my leg. There was always these painful issues in my body, and I had literally felt pain throughout my entire body in my life. And when I became a massage therapist, I was so naturally very good at it because I knew what all the muscles felt like. I knew where they were, and I knew what they felt like, and I knew what my muscles would like to feel. Be like, okay, if I put my hands here and did this, that would feel amazing to me. So then, of course, it translated and it felt amazing to the clients, right? So I don't feel like, oh, I had to be in pain so that I could become a massage therapist. No, but there was a gift in that, all of that pain in my earlier years, that gifted me the empathy, the physical body awareness, and the empathy of being able to gift others and heal others, bringing them to their healing with my hands. So that was a gift in that. Like there's the childhood trauma, of course, like growing up in the evangelical church was a nightmare, and there was so much trauma that came from that. And it has shown me like a different world of spirituality. There was also real things there. There were things that I learned from there that are a foundation of who I am as a person, things that I love about myself, my compassion, my desire for justice, my need to uplift those who are in the margins. Like there are beautiful things that I got from that, and there was a lot of pain from that. But by being able to process and go through piece by piece of the pain, I was able to find the gift in each piece of it, and how I can use it to be the person who I want to be now. And that's what is always happening. Like we always have the opportunity. We become surrounded by pain, we're in a painful situation, and we get the opportunity to be like, okay, am I going to feel this and then find the gift that's on the other side of it? Or am I going to identify with this and let it take me down and set me backwards? So, like, feeling the pain, getting through the pain is not bypassing it, it's going through it. Bypassing is when you're like, oh, that hurts. Let me look at this other thing instead. Um, or it's okay because of this, and this is just all, there's a big difference in finding meaning, to help escape feeling the pain, and then and feeling the pain, and then finding the lesson, the beauty, the opportunity that's on the other side of it, right? But your pain is whatever you're going through that feels so painful now, not avoiding it, like feeling it, leaning into it, asking, what are you here to show me? What do you have to teach me? What can I learn from this? Is going to help lead you through that portal of pain to your next level, to whatever your next level is. If you are miserable going into work every day and you're having anxiety attacks, I want to say this, I have been there, and it's like hurts your soul to go in there. Okay, well, that's your soul trying to tell you this isn't working for us. So instead of prolonging the inevitable, start looking at that. I'm not saying quit your job today, but start looking at other opportunities and opening up pathways and asking, where can I go next? What would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say? And to whom, right? This prayer we can ask our higher selves, or spirit, source, the divine, whatever it is that you identify with. But ask that, what's next for me? This isn't it. What's next for me? Let that pain move you. Let it change the direction that you're going in, instead of just suffering through it and being like, I guess this is just my life and I'm going to get through it, and I'll just numb out every night and drink a bottle of wine, and who cares, like, we'll survive it. That's not what we're here for. We're here to live the full human experience, not to go beyond the human experience into a full spiritual experience. That's what happens when we're dead. We got plenty of time for that, y'all. But while we're here being humans, let's be fully human. Let's fully experience this, and let it expand us. That's what our soul came here to do, is to expand it, experience through to expand through experience, right? We experience contrast, and it lets us know, oh, I want this instead. So we expand into this bigger possibility, into this new way of living, and this new idea of what our lives can be. But by feeling the pain, you'll find the gift. And when you find the gift, then you understand, and you're like, oh, that's what that pain was for. And then you become like a true alchemist in your life, to where when things are happening, you're like, well, that wasn't the outcome I was desiring. Let's see what we can do with this. And you become less attached to the outcome of things in your life, which kind of naturally puts you in the state of surrender, to where, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to keep following my intuition. I'm going to keep following those internal nudges and trusting. And if something's painful, just know, like, I can get through it. Just like I went through a big dry spell in relationships. I intentionally took some time to heal. I took a few years off from dating. It's decentered relationships. Really built my relationship with myself, and I had this growth opportunity. But I realized only recently that it's actually been about a decade since I've been close, like allowed myself to be in a position to where someone could really hurt me. And I'm now in a situation where I'm dating again and seeing people. And when I'm seeing these people, I could be like looking for the exit. That's what I always did before. I was always looking for the exit. It was never about like, how could this work? It's about like, okay, is this the point when I'm supposed to leave? Is this the point when it's bad enough? Is that enough red flags? Is this the point when I'm supposed to leave? I was always looking for the time when it was supposed to leave. But now that I'm not afraid of pain, I'm opening myself up in new ways. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show up fully in all of these experiences, because a watered down version of me is only going to get watered down results. If I'm holding back and only giving bits and pieces of myself because I'm afraid of getting hurt, then I can't expect to get like the full enchilada back in return, right? So I'm showing up fully. I'm like, I may get hurt, and you know what? I'll be okay. I'll survive it. I've been hurt before, and I've always come out better out the other side. I've always gained some sort of insight, wisdom, inner knowing, something that I've gained from it, at least one thing that has left me better on the other side. It's always this or something better. I'm always upgrading. When something is released from my life, there's something better waiting right around the corner if it hasn't gotten there already. So being willing to like feel the pain, be like, I'm going to take this risk in my business. I'm going to take this risk in this friendship or in this relationship or whatever the situation in this baking experiment, whatever it is that you're experimenting with, be willing to face the pain. Just know that if the pain comes, you're going to be okay. You've gotten through pain before. You have a 100% success rate of being okay. We're still here, right? We're still standing, we're still breathing. And there's always an opportunity to turn a new leaf, to find a new identity, to express yourself in a new way, and to find your way back home to yourself and fully be yourself. So just know that, like, it's okay to take a chance on pain because you're stronger than pain is. And it always has a gift. It always has a portal for you to go into the next biggest thing for you, to what you really want in your life, to what you're looking to expand into. So, thank you for being here. I hope that this made sense and this came through. I'm really working with not taking any notes or anything, so I really hope that I got the point across. Let me know if it resonated in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. I love your comments. I love the emails. I love hearing from you all. It means so much and it feels so good as we grow this community. And yeah, let your pain be your portal. It's a gift. Pain always comes with a gift, and it may not feel like that in the moment. God, I know it doesn't feel like that in the moment, especially with grief and dealing with loss. But it's worth it because the pain is part of life. Without the pain, there's no pleasure. So we have to have that contrast, and it's worth putting ourselves out there and being vulnerable and taking the risk of getting hurt, because you know that if you get hurt, it's just going to lead you to something better. It's just going to help you to get to know yourself better and to connect more deeply with the divine, with the source of energy that you are, the energy that creates worlds. I'm going to make a meditation for you guys because that's what I do. I love you. I'll see you soon. Aloha.